IVE is back! Bang Bang just dropped. Million seller group. 4 years of dominance. Song of the Year winners. The so-called fourth generation standard. And the internet's reaction? Yujin got the least lines again? Ray's dancing is giving Jisoo energy. Liz literally drew a mole on her face to look like Wonyoung. That is not styling. That is a cry for help. Wait, this is IVE. We're talking about the group that supposedly debuted like they already won. So why does every comeback feel like a courtroom drama, where the fans are both the prosecutors and the defense? Here is what no one's saying out loud. IVE's problem isn't the music. IVE's problem isn't the talent. The question is how Starship has been running this group 4 years in, and fans keep asking the same thing. Is Starship promoting IVE or just promoting Wonyoung and Yujin? Is that a fair criticism or just fandom noise? That is what we're going to unpack today, because Bang Bang just made this conversation a lot louder. Let's rewind for a second. It debuted in December 2021 with 2 former IVE members, Wonyoung and Yujin, alongside 4 complete rookies. The strategy was clear: leverage the existing fan base, debut strong, dominate fast, and it worked. Elevin, Love Dive, after like back-to-back-to-back hits. They didn't climb the ladder, they teleported to the top floor. By 2023, IVE was winning Song of the Year at every major award show. By 2024, they were selling out world tours. By 2025, they dropped attitude and reminded everyone they weren't going anywhere. On paper, flawless execution. But scroll through any K-pop forum, Reddit, Twitter, Pan, and you'll find the same sentiment repeated over and over. I like their music, but I can't fully stand them. There is something about IVE that feels off. They're all talented, but they don't feel like a group. This isn't hate. This is something weirder. It is fans who genuinely enjoy IVE's music, but can't emotionally commit. It is casual listeners who can name Wonyoung, but literally cannot remember anyone else exists. And with Bang Bang, all these quiet criticisms just got very, very loud. Let's address the elephant in the room. Every K-pop group has a center. Every group has members with different popularity levels. That is normal. What is not normal is when your own fandom creates a meme that goes, IVE is Wonyoung, Yujin, and 3 girls I keep forgetting exist. And before you come for me in the comments, this isn't about Wonyoung being too popular. That is not her fault. She is objectively magnetic. The girl went viral for eating a strawberry. You can't teach that. The question is what Starship did with that magnetism. From day one, the company leaned hard into the IVE legacy. Wonyoung Center. Yujin leader, the other 4, mostly there. Compare this to how Source Music handled Le Sserafim. Another group with 2 IVE members. Shaewon and Sakura had the experience. Sure, but Source rotated center positions. They gave Yujin viral moments. They let Kazuha's ballet background become a storyline. Even Eunchae, the youngest, got her own spotlight arcs with IVE. You tell me how often that rotation happens. When fans saw the Bang Bang line distribution, the reaction wasn't surprise, it was exhaustion. One comment that stuck with me. I am an IVE fan. But constantly complaining about line distribution every song is honestly exhausting. That is not a hater. That is a tired supporter who has been saying the same thing for 4 years and watching nothing change. And here is the part that really makes you think Yujin, their leader, arguably their best all-around performer, got the least lines in Bang Bang. Is there a strategic reason for that? Maybe. Does it make sense to the fans who've been watching this pattern repeat? You tell me. Here is something that genuinely surprised me when I first learned it. According to fan investigations and statements from Yujin herself during fan calls, IVE has not had consistent dance training since debut. Let me put that in context. A top-tier 4th-gen girl group performing on the biggest stages in K-pop, selling millions of albums. And after learning choreography for each comeback, the formal training stops. Yujin, not a professional choreographer. Just the leader, runs their practice sessions. The members give each other feedback. Now, some might say that is fine. Self-directed practice builds teamwork. Artists should take ownership of their craft. But others might ask, IVE is one of the most profitable groups in the industry right now. Brand deals everywhere. Album sales through the roof. So where exactly is that money being reinvested? When Rie faced viral criticism recently. Compared unfavorably to Blackpink's Jisoo, which in K-pop terms is basically calling someone stiff, I couldn't help but wonder, is that fair to Ray? How is she supposed to improve dramatically when the resources aren't there? One Reddit comment put it this way: Yujin's good at dancing, so we'll put that aside. But it is such a pity because I can see that Liz will get so much better with just some push. It would be good for Ri to become more stable in her basics too. The potential is clearly there. Fans can see it. The question is whether the company sees it too, or whether they've decided good enough. Someone called it milking the brand while minimizing costs. Is that fair? I don't know. But when a million-seller group doesn't have systematic skill development 4 years in, you tell me what to call it? Okay, this one's uncomfortable, but it has been all over the internet. So let's talk about it. Liz recently posted a selfie with a drawn-on mole under her eye, in the exact same position as Wonyoung's signature beauty mark. The internet's reaction ranged from, that is a weird coincidence, to Starship is turning Liz into a Wonyoung clone too, and I genuinely wish I was exaggerating. Liz needs psychiatric help and should be kept away from Wonyoung for safety reasons. Let me be absolutely clear, those extreme comments are unhinged. Drawing a mole for a photo is a makeup choice, not a psychological crisis. K-pop fans need to touch grass sometimes. But the fact that this became a controversy at all, doesn't that tell us something? Liz has been on a visual transformation journey for over a year now. Weight changes, styling evolution, and increasingly, fans are noticing that her new look has certain similarities. Whether that is intentional, coincidental, or completely in fans' imagination, I genuinely don't know. What seems clear is that Liz has struggled to establish a distinct identity within IVE. She is the main vocalist. But when's the last time that role got the spotlight it deserved? She is beautiful, but in a group where everyone is beautiful, that is not a differentiator. When a member's attempts to stand out get interpreted as copying, the member who already dominates attention, is that a personal failing? Or is that what happens when the company never gave her a lane to begin with? I am not here to answer that. I am just asking you to think about it. I know. Stop comparing groups. But here is the thing. The K-pop industry built this comparison. 2 groups, same survival show origin, same disbandment trauma, 2 pairs of IVE members each. 4 years later, the narratives couldn't be more different. Le Sserafim is frequently called the most cohesive 4th-gen group. IVE keeps getting the Wonyoung and Friends label. Le Sserafim members are individually recognized across markets. IVE has members that most international fans genuinely cannot name. And here is what is interesting about Le Sserafim's recent trajectory. The crazy era, the spaghetti release. They're experimenting, pushing their sound into new territory, taking creative risks. Some fans love it, some don't. But the point is, Source Music is clearly investing in evolution. IVE's concept, meanwhile, has been elegant confidence for 4 years, consistent. Absolutely. But when does consistent become playing it safe? When does signature style become we stopped trying new things? Now here is where it gets really interesting. Have you seen KIIIKIII, Starship's new girl group? Their debut single 404 New Era just dropped. And the production quality, the MV direction, the styling, the music itself, it is genuinely impressive. The charts reflected it. Industry people noticed. And IVE fans. They're asking the obvious question. So Starship can create quality content when they're motivated. Why doesn't IVE get this treatment anymore? This is the part that has to sting if you are a dive. It is not that Starship doesn't know how to develop artists. It is not that they lack creative resources. It is that, and this is just observation, you can draw your own conclusions. IVE has become so profitable on autopilot that innovation became optional. Why, take risks when the current formula still sells. Is that smart business, maybe? Is that how you build a legacy group? That is a different question. Now, let me be fair here. Some fans argue, the complaints are overblown. IVE is successful. The numbers don't lie. International fans just have a different perspective that doesn't reflect reality. And honestly, they have a point. Domestically, IVE remains dominant. Brand deals keep coming. Sales are consistent. Awards keep stacking. But here's what I keep thinking about. Success and sustainability aren't always the same thing. You can sell millions of albums while your fandom fragments into solo stands. You can win awards while casual listeners drift toward the next shiny thing. You can dominate charts while the narrative slowly shifts from generational group to that group with Wonyoung. The question isn't whether IVE is successful right now. The question is, what happens when the formula stops working? What happens when KIIIKIII, the new group that Starship clearly invested real creative energy into, starts competing for the same resources, the same attention, the same company priority? Can this model survive that transition? I don't have the answer, but I think it is worth asking. Here is what I keep coming back to. IVE doesn't lack talent. What they might lack is a company strategy that makes all 6 members feel essential. They don't lack hits. What they might lack is a narrative arc that includes everyone, not just the 2 members who came in with existing fame. They don't lack fans. What they might lack is fans who feel connected to the group. All 6 of them rather than just their individual bias. Chips away at something intangible. Brand loyalty isn't just about the product. It is about feeling like you are part of something that values what you value. The issue was never that Wonyoung is too big. The question is whether Starship ever had a plan to make anyone else feel necessary. And 4 years in, with a new sister group already proving the company can do better when it wants to. That question hits different. All right, I want to hear your take. Do you think IVE's current approach is genuinely problematic? Or is this just international fans overanalyzing a group that is doing perfectly fine? Is Starship playing it smart by sticking to what works, or are they setting up their biggest group for a slow decline? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. Agree with me? Disagree with me? Tell me I am completely wrong. I want to hear it, and if you want more breakdowns like this, the strategy, the industry dynamics, the stuff everyone thinks but nobody says out loud. Hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.